I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
It's the final game of Week 17 here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, and it promises to be an absolute humdinger as trophy champions Cheshire Phoenix take on the Newcastle Eagles. It's 1-1 in this series so far this season, with both teams winning on the road. This promises to be a compelling matchup. Settling down with some popcorn is Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart.
We certainly are, Jeanette, and we're enjoying the return of the British Basketball League trophy to the Northwest. The Cheshire Phoenix bringing home the crown. These are the two most successful teams in trophy history going head-to-head. It's Cheshire Phoenix against the Newcastle Eagles. And Azania, you've won a few trophies in your time. You know what it's like to come back home right after winning that trophy. It's a special day.
It is, especially for the fans. It's huge. They packed out Birmingham. Thank you very much. Arena. They were incredible. I felt like they did a great job and really deserved this trophy just as much as they did.
Let's have a look at the starting fives for today's game, starting with the Cheshire Phoenix, and we're familiar with this lineup now. Obviously, they're still without Ethan Chargois, but they showed us last week they've got plenty in reserve anyway. At the other end of the floor, Newcastle starting to get back a little bit towards full health. Whitfield and Neighbour still out for them, but they do have a man who was MVP in the final last time Cheshire won the trophy in Larry Austin Jr. He'll be wanting to put on a show here tonight. Well, one guy you wanted to have a look at before we start, Azania, Cam Holden.
I did, and I picked him not just, stats-wise, scoring ability. It was his defense. It was huge when he had to stop Teddy Allen and David Nwaba in the final. He's been huge and a big piece of the Cheshire Phoenix's wins. I thought he was wonderful in those games.
Well, one guy we've seen being fantastic in the trophy over the years, still getting it done out on court, Darius Defoe.
Well, he's wonderful in his own rights. 6,500 league points. Huge. Still doing it and doing it well.
Still doing it well. How many more will he add to that? We'll find out right after this break. Ben Thomas and his team are ready to go here, having won the trophy last weekend. You can see Larry Austin give him a little hug, I'm sure, saying well done, coach. As his, let's say, MVP last time Cheshire won the trophy a couple of years ago. He's now looking to upset their return today with the Newcastle Eagles. And the five's out, ready to go. Table gives the thumbs up and we can get this game underway. White and green going head to head, and it's white beating green. Sounds like a Pluto game right there.
There you go. I didn't even recognize Skylar White. I think he's shaved all his hair off and then...
Now, you see, I saw it last night in the Manchester game, and I thought he looks like, as Rideau goes in, he looks like he played a mean bit of bluegrass or something. He looks like he could really go on the old guitar or the banjo or something.
All right, with that rebound, gets on the board very quickly.
Here's Larry Austin. Round it comes to Ricky McGill. Good hands from Rye to knock it away. The other thing, watching that Manchester game last night, was how excellent Cheshire were in the first half. Any thoughts they might be, you know, still hungover, well and truly put to bed when they torched them for, I think it was about 50 in 15 minutes.
It was 93, 103.
That was Cheshire easing off in the second half as well, because in the first half they were absolutely picking them apart.
Kind of like this matchup. We might need to keep an eye on Aaron Rye having to guard Taj Green.
Well, interestingly, the other way, they've got Austin on Rye, so whether Austin looks to take him down. Stevens firing up for three, doesn't go. Austin, we know, is a good rebounder. Cheshire will know that better than anybody. Grabs the board. Johnson has it slapped away. Ball ricocheting about, and there's a kick ball there. And it will give the ball back to Newcastle.
Well, remember, Newcastle played on Friday night versus London Lions, 87 to 105. And really, Jordan Johnson got in foul trouble, and it just really killed the momentum and the flow for Newcastle.
Yeah, he was playing really well, but that fourth one early in the third quarter certainly hurt them. His shot is off the front of the iron. As Jeanette said at the top, Newcastle did win here last time they came. Skylar White creating a little bit of space. Austin comes away with it. Kicked out in front. Darius Defoe leading the break, and there's another two to the tally.
Okay.
Well, Darius, as we said at the top, 6,500 points. He's the 6th player in British Basketball League history to get to that mark. Yorick Williams is up next on the sidelines. 215, a little bit of chatter going on here. 215 points. There's still something going on here. Can't even get my Defoe stat out.
No, still kicking off already.
Yeah. 215 points Darius needs to catch Yorick. Don't think there's going to be enough games.
Did you add those 2 points?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good.
It was
Quick
217 before the
Good job.
game. Don't think there's enough games unless Darius goes nuts for him to catch him this year. So he's going to have to come back for another year just to get himself in the top 5.
Well, he hasn't talked about retirement.
No, he doesn't look like a guy nearing retirement. Great hands from Rideau, pushing it back, and that will count. And Rideau will go to the line for a bonus free throw.
Well, Rideau doing Rideau things, and you can see it. He thrives in this moment. He was the man of, well, MVP of the trophy. And these are the reasons why. Little bump off, creates space, attacks the rim, and goes to the line for one.
I think Jordan Johnson might feel a little harsh there, but what Rideau does, we saw it in the semi-final, the game-winning shot against Leicester. He creates contact and forces you into a position where you might have to commit a foul to stop him from scoring.
Don't do it on me, I see you.
Sorry, it was my fault. I just was trying to demonstrate to you, see. Andrew Johnson knows his way to the free throw line as well as anybody, to be fair, so he probably knows all the tricks in the trade as well. Here's Holden.
Yeah, picked Holden at the top of the game. He has been scoring about 12 points.
Well, he's looking for his first hit, and right on cue, guns a three.
I love when that happens. Yes, and he punches the air.
He loves it even more by the looks of it. Cheshire, as I said at the top, started tremendously well against Manchester yesterday, shooting the lights out, and they've started really well here, opening up a 9-point lead, and Newcastle forced to call a timeout.
Great job.
No pace to the floor, we're getting every rebound. All right? We've got to carry on with that same energy. Every time a shot comes up, we secure the ball. Okay? Ted Skyler, that's a bad shot.
That
That's
energy.
what we're taking now. I love that shot coming off that step up. Okay? Let's go again next time. We'll go 4 up for Q. Possession after, let's go white for EJ. Okay? 4 up for Q, then white for EJ the next 2 plays in the half court. Let's go.
Telling them to keep the energy up, telling them to rebound. Well, Cheshire haven't lost a game since the turn of the year. They went into 2024 on the back of 3 defeats. They lost to London, they lost to Newcastle, and they lost to Manchester. They beat London last week. They beat beat Manchester last night.
Yeah.
Looking for the 3rd of the trilogy of revenge games.
Yeah, and they were 6-0 in the trophy, and Coach Ben Thomas wins Coach of the Month, which he should. Well, he was incredible, the way he managed that whole game, that trophy final. Really controlled the game from start to finish.
Well, they've won their first 7 games now of 2024, and ripped away by Rideau. What a steal! And he jams it in to put the exclamation point on that one.
I love the energy. Rideau isn't playing any games, Dan. They're back at home and they're playing like it.
And Defoe trying to get some points for his team. He desperately needed that. Rideau now for 3. Not quite. Rebound. Johnson. Feels like Newcastle just weathering a little storm right now. Nice give and go from Ward Hibbert, who's hurt himself as he's landed. Cheshire keep coming. Here's Wright. Transition 3. Strings it.
Not a good look if Josh Ward Hibbert is down. He's just come back from injury. Let's see. Hopefully he's up because they haven't stopped the play. He is. You can see he's grimacing.
He's still grimacing,
yeah.
Though, yeah. Austin underneath uses the rim to help keep the defenders away. There was a delay of game warning in there somewhere.
Austin Jr. is so good at that. And what
And
he
I
does.
tell you what,
Yeah.
Rideau is really good at.
What?
This.
Yeah.
Stealing the ball away.
Looked like a football player then, an American football
Yeah.
player, didn't he?
He's got the physique of like a halfback, a running back, something like that. Guy that can sneak through a hole, but even if there isn't one, could probably knock you out the way as well.
Yeah, could bulldoze over anyone. But that was great timing on that steal, Dan. Knew exactly what was happening. Jordan Johnson had nothing he could do about it. This Cheshire Phoenix team just playing at a new level, a new confidence.
It's going to be a foul on Defoe, I think. Just trying to move Skylar White into an illegal screen. Just watch Defoe's hands there. Just pushing him go so that it looks to the referee like an illegal screen. But
that's a real vet move,
yeah,
wasn't
it is a vet move. But unfortunately for him, he's got a vet referee stood right next to him who spotted it in Chris Dodds. Ooh, oh, there's a little bit of chatter again. These two teams going at it early here, Z.
Gosh, Sunday vibes. What happened to the good times? You see that they've come out on this energy. They're not backing down. They are the trophy champs. I like it. I like it a lot.
So clearly unhappy that he felt he got caught in the lip. Let's have a look. He's got the rebound. He's gone down. The whistle hasn't gone, so he's then gone for the ball.
Which is fair.
Which is fair until the whistle goes, and then it's all...
Gives him a hug at the end.
It's a nice little hug at the end, that's all it is. But there's definitely a lot in this game, isn't there? Austin leaves his man on the floor, Ward Hibbett in the corner. Holden cross court to Rye. Oh my goodness, what a block from Green. Rye stays with it though. He might get another go at it this time. Whoa! Taj Green spikes the ball down as well. Well. It's all going on.
Referees need to get this under control. As they do. Boys being boys here. Aaron Rye gets blocked, but he gets the ball right back. And that's a foul.
Well, what did you make of the spike? Accidental thing or
No?
Well, the referees haven't punished it, so of course he's a former Manchester player as well, so a little bit of that northwest rivalry thing going on.
This is a derby. Well, not derby, Manchester.
It's not a derby, but you've got a former Cheshire player, a former Manchester player. You've got Newcastle, who are suddenly looking in their rearview mirror when it comes to trophy wins. 7 for Newcastle, 6 now for Cheshire. There's a lot more on this than a regular season game on a Sunday evening.
Yeah,
isn't
true.
there?
You can see it. A lot of chatter, a lot of aggressiveness. I like the intensity Newcastle's come out with.
Green trying to poke it away, but White gets 2 hands on it. Skylar White for 3, strings it, turns to the bench, who love it.
Skylar White doing Skylar things.
Well, Cheshire Phoenix, 21 points on the board already. They lead by 15. A timeout is called. We're going to take a breather. We'll be right back. Cheshire Phoenix are fired up today. Skylar White, hand in his face, stringing the 3. And he is really enjoying himself. He is pumped up.
He always brings the energy and, you know, shoot, but no doubt that's at the top of their scouting report. Newcastle not to let Skylar White get hot from the 3-point line. You've got to run him off. But boy, he's feeling it. Good 3 by him.
Rideau Into the key, off the back of the iron. Will he get the friendly bounce? Yes, he will.
Very kind to him.
Newcastle got to find a way of hanging on here because Cheshire have started on fire. McGill. Nice pass into Delpesh, blocked by White. Out of bounds, that will stay with Newcastle.
Good timing.
Yeah, he got one man up in the air, but
Yeah.
White just waited. Nice pass, good baseline, out of bounds, Larry Austin at the rim.
Fantastic. Out of bounds play, I like that. Back screen action.
Pass deflected, but it comes all the way out to White, off the mark. McGill with the rebound, trying to get away. Here he comes. Ward Hibbert on the trail, knocks down the triple.
Loves that high arcing three-point shot.
Timeout call by Ben Thomas now, with the lead down to 23 points to 11. But an absolutely sensational start by the Cheshire Phoenix.
It still feels like a heavyweight fight, if you would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's backing down, everyone's punch and punch. It's 23 to 11. It feels a bit more closer, but I just like the intensity. I like the energy. But a team like Newcastle, they're not going to back down.
No. And Cheshire Phoenix, I mentioned it earlier, 6th time they've won the trophy in their history. On the previous 5, do you know what their record was on the first home game back, first home game after the final?
Did they always lose?
They always won. 5-0, won every single game after a trophy final success, including in 2001, their first one. They beat Manchester the day after the final.
Wow.
The day after the final, they played at home and won. They're actually, after any knockout final, so including the cup, they're 7-1 in their first home game after the final. So they come home with that trophy and they put
Energy.
on a show.
Yeah, where I went with, they didn't win any,
Yeah,
because you've got so much
Yeah.
energy. You've probably had a few pints down the pub that you...
That was my take, is they've actually twice played a game the day after a final, which
That's
blows
hard.
my mind.
Yeah, that's...
How do you celebrate? They did lose on the other one, but that was away.
That's rude to put a
Yeah.
game after the trophy final. Yeah, it's usually the case you see in like the NBA when they present the banner and the rings, they always lose. Yeah.
But not the Phoenix. They know how to get it done. They know how to party in style. Austin into Ward Hibbert. He's had a lot of touches of the ball in the early stages. McGill kicks out. Here is Ward Hibbert again. His 3 is off the mark. White with the rebound. Right, too much size for Jordan Johnson there. It was too easy.
They got to come over and double team him. It's exactly what he wants. He loves the mismatch. Josh Ward Hibbert might just have to give some extra hand.
Delpesh going to the rim is fouled and he will shoot 2. He's rearranged it nicely enough, but will now take his lot from the free throw line. And he makes them both. Right, directing trap. White kicks out Jack. Jack mid-range. Too long on that one. Ward Hibbert with the rebound. Austin stumbling through. And Skylar White trying to claim he got out of the way there.
That would be his second foul. No, let's have a look. He's saying he backed up. He did.
Well, there is a knee-on-knee collision. It usually goes against the defender. So he will have to go to the bench. Well, Max Doodle will be thinking we just need to get through this
That frown is
early
heavy.
storm. So Manchester didn't manage that yesterday, and even though, as you pointed out, it ended up at 10, it was never a 10-point game. And you've got to ride the wave when it's against you as well as when it's for you, and right now the wave is against them. Right. Bump foul called against Delpesh. It's on the floor.
He's such a matchup problem, isn't it? It's just the pace that he plays at. He really lures you to sleep, and then he can change it up, but he loves the slow-mo kind of Euro step. But then he's so intelligent in the fact of he'll pick apart. He'll find the mismatch, how he found on Jordan Johnson, and then he'll go against Delpesh, where he's a bit slower. He's so... How do you stop him? I haven't found a person to defend him
it's an
yet.
interesting challenge. He gets 2 shots, even though it fouls on the floor, because Newcastle are over London. Because if you put size at them, he's a bit too quick. And if you put speed at him, he's a bit too big.
Yeah.
So you have to... it's a specific type of person that you're going to try and throw at him. And I don't think too many people have that type of person. That's the problem. Here's Jack. See, now it's McGill on his back, so he's thinking about, can I back him down and spin? The double team comes, which means there's an open shooter in the corner, and that's the other thing. He's not afraid to pass out of it when there's a better option.
Yeah. He's excellent like that. He sees the double team come, get the ball out to the open man.
Austin attacks, goes underneath. Delpesh with the offensive rebound and putback. Offensive foul goes against Rideau as McGill hits the deck.
Let's have a look.
Oh, he hits him in the chest.
Rideau's going to have to take a seat.
Overly impressed, a little wry smile. Foul call. Cheshire not yet at the limit, so that will be a sideline possession. Johnson out to Austin, sets himself for 3, batted up in the air. Well, Cheshire trying to get 30 points on the board in the opening quarter for the 3rd consecutive game. Did it in the final, did it last night. Can they do it here? Right, ticking it right down. Kicks out Holden for 3. He misses, and that will do it. Well, the trophy champions are off to a flying start. They lead this one 29 points to 17. We'll have the second quarter after this. welcome back to Cheshire. Before the game, LaQuincy Rideau got his British Basketball League Player of the Month award. He's got a fair old collection of those golden basketballs now with his MVP as well. And, well, he's set out like he wants to win the February Player of the Month as well, the way he started this game.
I think so. He's very, very good. You can just see the energy and the confidence that's come spilling over from Player of the Month into February. It's a new month.
Well, can Newcastle make some inroads into this deficit? Johnson tries to get 3 back, but can't convert. Kristen going all the way. Oh, he blows the layup. Ulf trying to force it home. Newcastle run it the other way. Johnson loses it and dives in vain to keep it alive. Well, Kristen couldn't quite believe he missed that layup. He had an unbelievable dunk attempt last night, which would have been Player of the Year if he'd made it. But it came off the ring where he's trying to go over Evan Walsh. Foul called there on Ward Hibbett. Right, just about keeps possession. Out to Jack. Stumbling through himself. And that is an offensive foul. 2 referees just confirmed that between them.
Yeah, enough time too. The referee thought about it, finished the play. You can see him on the sideline. Look. Didn't miss it.
Well, I'm not sure his feet were outside. He looked like the secondary defender to me, but I've been known to get these things wrong.
Well, it's so hard to, you know.
It is, yeah. There's a lot you've got to look at in that thing.
Yeah, you've got to look at his feet, where he is, what number defender he is.
Here's McGill from behind the arc. A little short on that one. Struggled a bit from the 3-point line here, Newcastle. Backing out for 3. He's not struggling from the 3-point line as he knocks down a triple, his second of the game. Lobbed up, Delpesh going for the big jab, but no. Rye. Christian again, not this time. Rye with the offensive rebound. Oh, what a block from McGill.
Came out of nowhere, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Oh, again, there's a little bit of something going on. Here's another look at the block. Ulf doesn't see him from behind, and McGill just bats it away.
Yeah, good job by him, because it was going to be a wide open layup. It's a way to stick with it.
And even on that foul there was just a little bit of chippiness after the call. It's one of those games where you feel like you've got to keep your eyes on everything here.
I would totally agree with you.
McGill, top of the key. Newcastle
Struggling to get a bucket, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just not shooting very well. 6 of 20, I think, now from the floor. Six made field goals in 12 minutes is not really a very good return. Ward Hibbett, he tries his luck from 3-point range and he knocks it down.
It's the second one he's hit.
He's the only one to have made a 3 for Newcastle. Into the paint, tosses it up short. Austin with the rebound. 4th rebound of the game for Larry Austin Jr. McGill shaking, getting to the rim. Tip from Green doesn't go. And Cheshire are able to come away with it through Cam Holden. Stevens in the corner. His triple is off the mark. Again, they've crashed the boards well here, Cheshire.
Really well, getting second, sometimes 3 opportunities. Out of bounds.
Ben Thomas livid with that mistake.
Oh, it happens. Sorry about that. He's upset. There's nothing really you can do about that play. We see it multiple times that back foot goes out of bounds. Every game you see about 2 to 3 of them.
Well, I'd like to say don't put your foot back, but maybe that's too obvious is the thing you can do or not do, as the case may be. Here they come running the other way, Kristen. Under pressure. Oh, somehow forces that one home. What a finish that is.
So good, because the thing is Newcastle struggling to score on the other end, and then bang, comes right back. Easy.
Well, I think they got a... did they get a delay of game technical, or was it a bench technical? I think it might have been a delay. Oh, I'm being told it's a bench technical. My first reaction was there was a... somebody knocked the ball away, and I just wondered whether it was a delay of game, but it is actually been given as a bench technical for obviously some form of complaint as McGill makes the free throw. Well, he's
not happy, is he?
It's one of those things is you kind of like it to see your coach not paying any attention to the scoreboard.
Yeah, and just coaching.
And just coaching
yeah.
every play as he sees it. And obviously, you've got to stay within the bounds of what's allowed, and he must have overstepped it there. But as I say, we've seen him. There was a game in the trophy that I think it was the Sheffield game where it didn't matter to them, and he just laid into them because they weren't playing very well. And you love to see it, really, as McGill gets to the rim.
Lovely drive by McGill. Just putting that shoulder down in, driving down the guts of the paint.
Right, spinning. Cross court to Stevens. Stumbling, and Larry Austin picks his pocket. Austin running it back, and he did well there to ensure that Rye could not block that shot. And a little wave for the fans, I think, as well from Larry Austin Jr. He saw Stevens was going down. And, well, we talk about how good Rideau is at stealing the ball away. Larry Austin made a name for himself in this building doing exactly that. And Ben Thomas has called for time.
Well, that's what he's so good at, right, Austin Jr.? Always sniffing around the ball. You could see he was under pressure.
Shoot the ball. Just shoot the ball, and I will not say anything. You airball it, and I'm happy. Shot selection and turnovers, fellas. We're giving them opportunities to score when we're not. Come on. Right now, let's go blue. Let's go blue.
Well, he's going to draw up a play now, but the first bit of the message on that was stop giving leads away, shot selection, and get the shot up. He's disappointed because we saw the one where he stood on the line, and you could see he was livid on that. Obviously, Stevens has just turned the ball over here, and those are the worst, the live ball turnovers, because Larry Austin gets an easy two the other way. You didn't even get a shot.
Yeah, steals it right back, and I think that's a great timeout. And that's why I really enjoyed Ben Thomas's coaching. You know, keeps it honest with them, holds them accountable, but then also just kind of calms them down, gives them the next couple of plays.
Well, Coach Stoutel in a long conversation with referee Ellis there. And we can get the game back underway. Rideau driving in. Here's Rye. Not off the back of the iron. I almost wanted to see him airball that shot there after he said at the time, if you airball it, it's okay.
He's happy.
I just wanted to see if he definitely was going to be happy with that.
But what he's just saying is that shot.
Take a shot
yeah.
is what he's saying. I totally understand the message, and I kind of agree with it, but it just would have been funny to see if somebody airballs it. Here's Austin driving in. Green trying to get the rebound. Austin keeps it in play. Well, they've lost Ward Hibbert again. He's already made a couple. Make that 3 now for Josh Ward Hibbert.
It's that high arcing sky touching three-point shot, doesn't he?
Well, Rye, that is probably the most Aaron Rye shot this season. Spinning back the other way, and yet you've got to honor him. He likes to go left and then come back the other way to the right. He's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
36-28 the score. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port, where Aaron Rye is having himself a ball game here. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Not bad for midway through the second quarter.
Doing really well, but also, you know, they did score 29 points in that first quarter. Way too many. Newcastle led up and just let them get some really good offensive rhythm. But this guy is offensive rhythm. He's, if you look in the dictionary, there he is.
Well, he's got a weight. There's just a little issue being dealt with at the scorer's table. Not quite sure what the pause is, but referee Dodds has got a thumbs up now, so we can get it underway.
Make that 13 points.
And it's a 9-point lead for the Cheshire Phoenix. Back out to Johnson for 3. Back iron. McGill's 3. Obviously had the line the way he was staring it down, but didn't have the legs. Oh, that's just too much size there from Holden against Austin.
Really good finish and took the little bump.
Johnson back out to McGill. Calls for the screen. Shot clock at 5. Now he looks to attack. Nice finger roll from Ricky McGill.
That was pretty. Double clutch, change direction in the air.
He's a fantastic scorer of the basketball. Here's Rideau. Euro stepping his way. Ooh, and Green has landed on him. And Green is trying to apologize for it, but doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
that one off, eh?
Yeah, yeah. He seems to be okay now, so he will go to the line for 2. Well, Quincy Rideau does many things very well. His free throw shooting is not his best asset. But he goes 1 for 2 there.
Still only a 10-point game.
Yeah, Newcastle have hung about, haven't they?
They have.
That's what you got to do. As I say, sometimes it's just about keeping yourself in the game, and they've done that. And they've got to hope that at some point they'll get their moment to have a run. Cheshire led by as many as 17. McGill. The extra pass to Austin, who gives them the flex as he goes to the line for the bonus.
Love to see it. Takes the baseline drive, and Skylar White is absolutely beside himself. Nothing really in it. He's got a point. He's going to have to walk that one off and probably to the bench because that's his 3rd foul. Yep. It's going to make him feel very upset.
Is that his 3rd? I thought it was his 2nd.
Oh, is it?
I think
well,
so,
why has he
yeah.
gone to the bench if it was his... Well, if it was his 2nd anyway,
Yeah,
he
he
should
might
go
be,
to the bench
yeah.
too. Let me just wait for the stat to go up.
Larry Austin converts the free throw. It is his 2nd. We've had it confirmed.
Thank you very much. Great. Happy it's 2nd and not 3rd.
Rideau has Defoe in front of him. Looks to use his speed. Defoe does well enough and recovers as well. That's great defense from Darius Defoe there.
Great job. He's showing he's still a young boy. He's played 20 years in this league.
Well, 3 seconds left on the shot clock here. Lob back out to Rye. Oh, he got caught by McGill, who takes a run down the court to hide his frustration.
Here's the replay. A lot of bodies flying.
A lot going on there.
Yeah. Defoe telling them where to clean up.
Oh, Darius might as well just take it up in there and do it himself, I think. But the other thing is Darius is probably sweating on each spot and going, here, 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 and he actually is just dripping off him.
Oh, gosh. Great point. Del Pesh is going to come in.
That's Mark Shields worked it out. He says
Yeah.
the reason the kids having to keep sweating it is because Defoe needs to sit down now.
It's like tossed back and forth if Newcastle needs one more player or have they got enough in the bag?
I don't
you know?
think, have we seen them all yet? Well, we haven't seen the whole Newcastle team. Did they play?
Healthy, yeah.
Did they play? I can't even remember that because obviously Whitfield is still out and Neighbour is still out. Spencer hasn't really played at all this season.
Yeah.
We've not seen him on court yet today, so I don't think we've seen the whole Newcastle
Healthy.
roster together to
Yeah.
know whether they've they've got everything they need on them.
Very true.
They certainly have a lot in the backcourt, that's for sure, with the likes of Jordan Johnson and McGill and Austin as well. Certainly a lot of firepower there.
Johnson sits third in the league table in scoring points per game, 17.9.
It's a difficult looking hook there. Transition 3, and again he stares it down, but that one was a great outlet pass. Super assist from LaQuincy Rideau.
On it.
Oof, that's an illegal screen. Delpesh says no, 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 but I don't think he was square on there, was my initial take. I was with Chris Dodds on that one, but...
It's just a dangerous screen, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, he just kind of...
It's his leg. It's because he's gone over his leg. So even if he is square, and you can see there, you can see Chris Dodd slapping his leg there to say your leg's too wide. He doesn't get him straight in the chest.
Glad to see everyone's all right after that.
We're inside the final 2 here. Cheshire started like a house on fire. 29 points in the opening quarter, just 15 so far here in the second. So that has at least slowed down a little bit, which Newcastle will be happy with. But Eagles haven't made much inroads into the deficit in this quarter. Kristen will sit down. Stevens will return. Austin running the curl, running right to the rim. Doesn't get the roll. It's 5-on-4 here. Ward Hibbett with the rebound. Tipped away from him, but McGill pounces on the loose ball. Delpesh out to Johnson. Thought about the 3, put it on the floor. McGill in the corner. Off the mark for 3. Newcastle 3 of 13 from behind the arc. I thought for a second, I thought Austin was going to get fingers on that.
Yeah, that's what he does every single time.
Right, late in the shot clock. Well, Ward Hibbett steals that one away. Ward Hibbett gets past his man and lays it in. He's had a good first half, Josh Ward Hibbett. 11 points now. Joint leading scorer on his team. Trying to take most of this clock off. Ward Hibbett saying, come for the double team here, but nobody gets to Rideau. He puts it up high. Tip doesn't go, it's batted about. Ward Hibbett has it, last 5 seconds, still going. And there's going to be a foul called against Rye, and because they're over the limit, that means it's going to be 2 free throws for Josh Ward Hibbett. Trying to claim he's got hands on the ball, but I think he's got a chunk of arm in there as well.
Just Ward Hibbett, good job knowing that the time's running down and try and get a shot up, and he does, and goes to the free throw line for 2. You're right, he's had a great first half.
Well, he also recognized there was enough time to keep going as well, because sometimes you see a guy heave that from inside his own half, and then he realizes there's 4 seconds left here. I could have got all the way to the rim.
He's just so smart and intelligent. And really great guy on and off the court. Good first half for him. He gets the 2 free throws.
And he's got 13 points to lead his team, and they've got it down to 5. Oh, and there's a collision there, and it's going to go against Rideau. And Newcastle are going to get the ball back with 1.9. Oh, he's just smashed into Ricky McGill there. Well, this could be a disastrous finish to the quarter for Cheshire. They led by as many as 17, but if Newcastle get a 3 out of this possession that they've got back, be a 2-point game at halftime.
Yeah, incredible, because they started off so heavy, so hot. But like I said earlier, the heavyweight fight of Newcastle Eagles, they're not going anywhere.
As it's coming in, Josh, you're lifting early, okay? Now you're doing the same. As the ball's coming in, Josh, you're here. Rick, I want you to fly off this way, okay? As that happening, JJ, you're filling all the way to this corner. Okay, literally, ball's coming in, you're filling all the way. Josh, as soon as you've set this one, allow Rick here, you're there. About 2 seconds now. Mal, no moving screen. Stop dead. Rick here. Rick's wide open or Mal's open on the slip. Does that make
There
sense?
we go.
Okay, no moving screen.
Nice little, but interesting, these 2 seconds, there's a lot going on in there, but you've got to make sure you do it, but in time, 2 seconds. But the play drawn up there is either for Ricky McGill open in the corner, or if that isn't on, then they're hoping Delpesh is open on the near side under the basket for a layup. So I think McGill is in this near corner, but I think the idea is it'll be cross screens and McGill going to the far corner.
See if they execute it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
McGill is going to the far corner. They get it to Delpesh instead. Option 1 wasn't there. Option 2 was, but unable to. Just checking there's nothing going on there at the end as they go off. They ran it well, but they didn't get the finish they wanted. And that will do it for a first half that ebbed and flowed. Cheshire led by as many as 17, but it's just 5 at the half. We'll break it all down after this. Well, welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League here. Daniel Ratledge and Azania Stewart with you. Z, Newcastle had to weather some blows there. Cheshire came out swinging early, but they got themselves back into this game.
Yeah, for sure. Cheshire scored 29 points in that first quarter and then just kind of dried up a little bit and only had 15 points in that second quarter. Mind you, Newcastle turned up the heat, and I told you they're not going to back down from any fight.
Well, there's been no backing down at all in this game. Let's have a look at the numbers from the first half. And, well, you can see Newcastle struggled a little bit from behind the arc, apart from Josh Ward-Hibbert, who was the only one able to knock some down. And they eventually just managed to get the scoreboard ticking. And actually, both coaches will be pleased with how well they've looked after the ball.
Yeah, pretty much like for like, other than, like you said, the three-point line. 22 to 19 on the rebounds, the steals pretty even, and 3 turnovers. You're right, to 5. Pretty good game, and I knew it was going to be exciting, but I just loved the energy that Phoenix came out with, but they need to withstand it, but Ben Thomas had them in check.
Well, let's have a look back at the action from the first half here, and as you said, Cheshire came out on fire, really, and we saw them a little bit of defense to offense. LaQuincy Rideau with a couple of steals and runbacks. They were making a few threes early on. They were pumped up.
And I think also the foul trouble a little bit. Skylar White picked up a couple fouls, and then Rideau. But there was just the energy. You saw it. That was a couple of plays in. Really set the tone.
And it's one of those things, after the drama and the excitement of last week, and you come out and, you know, Maceo Jack is running out with the trophy at the beginning, you can let that overwhelm you, or you can let it feed you, and they let it feed them in the first quarter.
Yeah, but I feel like Newcastle feel a little bit disrespected maybe in their, you know, stepping up and flaring their chest, but they've weathered the storm. They've done a good job. If I'm Coach Mark going into this half, okay, boys, we've done a good job, but now the third quarter is a huge quarter for them.
And probably the key for them was when they got a little bit behind, they didn't let it get totally out of control. They were able to stay on, and then they had their momentum towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, I think that's such a great point. They just stuck around, but it was Austin Jr. with those steals, extra points, and then Josh Ward-Hibbert, huge first half for him. And yeah, okay, we got a second half to come of basketball.
Yeah, it's very much in the balance here at Ellesmere Port, and we'll sign us up for another 20 minutes of this. It's been an excellent first half between these two teams, and we've hopefully got another good 20 minutes to come. Well, we've got some highlights for you now. In a few moments, the earlier game between Caledonia and Bristol, but first of all, let's see the Northwest Derby from last night.
Plenty of Cheshire Phoenix fans in the building. As always, they travel incredibly well as Stevens fires up another triple. He drives baseline, kicks it out. Stampley, he's going to let it go. And Stampley on the money. Oh, throwing it up there, Robertson. All right, kicks it out. Maceo Jack on the attack. In the second, Nick Lewis to the right hand, good to go for 2. Nice work there. Holden threatening to shoot the 3, and the defender didn't bite. Stevens knocks down another triple. That's his 4th of the game. Back to basket to the left hand, and almost slips away from him. Robertson says, look, I'm gonna put this in. Holden finds Maceo Jack, driving to the right, driving inside, rejected by Jack.
Great defense there from Maceo Jack, able to stay with Lewis and get his hand on the ball.
And Maceo Jack knocks down the triple. Chopping it up, trying to find a way, and does eventually do that. Oh. Rideau calls the offense here. Behind the back. Out to Kristen, another triple for him. Why not? Cam Kristen has got 22 points personal. There is Holden, clean-up duty. Here's Walsh. Foul is called for. Walsh, the bucket is good. Get behind your team. Here's Hudson inside. Oh! Lewis, step back, deep three. Oh, that's Nicholas Lewis. Here will finish off the game with 27 points personal, but it does not matter because the Cheshire Phoenix take the win, eventually by 10. The trophy champions march into the championship with a victory.
Here's Omwas trying to get those points on the board, and he does. Lucas turns the corner, slightly stumbling and able to finish through the foul. Moore doing a good job, but it's poked away by Jacob. Thrown back to him, and he will get the reward of his steal. Bothwell for three. Moore with the rebound, and Clifton Moore Jr. gets his first points. Green with the long outlet pass. What a pass that is. Super assist from Brad Green. Johnson for three, knocks it down. Patrick Whelan is absolutely wide open. There's only one result there.
No, he's not going to miss.
Comes back out to Bothwell late in the shot clock. Needs to get it away, and he beats the buzzer. And a quick outlet. Here's Whelan, and he's able to lay it home. He wants a foul, and it's not coming his way. Here's Johnson, fires up the three, and he knocks it down. They needed that.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before one of those fell in.
That's a tough shot there from Johnson. Oh, but it gets a friendly bounce and drops in for three.
Home bounce it is.
Malcolm, Whelan, Johnson. Kyle Johnson for three. Kyle Johnson backing down. Rattles about and in. Here he is, looking for three and finding it. And it's a three-point game, and maybe Bristol have got this last run in them. Trying to get it back to a two-possession game. Onwas throwing it in. Huge. And getting the score they needed. But they do need to get it over the halfway line. Oh, it's stolen away. What a disaster. And one. Oh, my goodness. Keedy Johnson, what a play. That was a desperate hope for a foul on a shot that wasn't coming. Caledonia come away with it, and that will do it. And the Caledonia Gladiators have beaten the Bristol Flyers 78-72. welcome back to Ellesmere Port, the final game of the weekend in the British Basketball League. It all began on Thursday night with a road win for the Plymouth City Patriots. Surrey Scorchers defeating Sheffield Sharks despite a fourth quarter comeback by Sheffield. London blowing away Newcastle in the third quarter of their game on Friday night. Two road wins yesterday, both Leicester and Cheshire with monster first halves to secure those victories. Today, Caledonia had to survive a late scare against the Bristol Flyers. London pulled away in the second half against the Plymouth City Patriots to win that one 105-84. And we're at the half here in the Northwest, where the Cheshire Phoenix are leading the Newcastle Eagles 44 points to 39. And as we are almost set to get things back underway, Azania Stewart alongside me here, Newcastle Eagles will feel they're in a good spot here, given how they had to cope with the early onslaught from the Cheshire Phoenix.
Yes, that's a great word. Onslaught and Austin Jr. with 11 points, and then Joshua Hibbett was incredible in that first 13 points, and he was 3 from 5 from the three-point line, really lighting it up. And they haven't even got their moneymaker of Jordan Johnson. He's on 2 points, and McGill on 5. So their big scoring heavy guys haven't really got going yet.
Well, the interesting thing is you would say they've got a bit more on the bench, Cheshire, than Newcastle as it currently stands, but Newcastle have more bench points because of Josh Ward-Hibbett. But we didn't really see very much of Maceo Jack in that first half, who often gives them some firepower. There's foul off the ball and an illegal screen. Jack only played 4 minutes. He did get a couple of fouls, but
it's not how you want to start.
No.
First 10 seconds, but there's Jack clapping on his team.
He's still got strapping on that finger from the cut he sustained the week before the trophy action. Here's Johnson, before the trophy final, sorry. Here's McGill with the rebound and putback, and this is a one-shot game now, 44-41. Skylar White for 3. Whoa, a long way short. Austin steals that away.
That's the air ball.
That's the air ball. Better be well happy. Darius Defoe applauding the intention, if not the outcome.
I used to be like that with some of my players. You know, when you run a play and then you get them the ball and they don't shoot the ball, that's when I'm upset with them because you haven't shot the ball in your rhythm.
Well, Skylar got a little closer that time, hit some iron. Defoe with a mismatch, but the help comes to deny. Right, fake pulling up the 3. And they'll reset. Nice kick to the corner. That's a great pass. That is a fantastic pass, and Stevens hits the triple.
And Wright just knowing where the defense is. He had 2 guys in the air and then finding his guy in the corner. Great offense.
Johnson late in the shot clock. Gets it away. Green on the offensive glass. Stripped from Austin. Again, another superb pass. Stevens the profit this time from the assist of Rideau.
Wonderful outlet pass. We've seen a few of those today. Right on the money.
Ooh, foul called. Oh, is there a technical in there as well? I think there was... the original foul is called on Rye, and there's a technical on Ben Thomas. So I'm assuming the first one must have been a bench technical rather than on Ben, because otherwise he'd be out of the game. So the technical in the second quarter was on the Cheshire bench rather than on Ben Thomas. A coach is allowed 2 technicals on them and then they get disqualified, or 3 technicals on either them and the bench. So he is 1 technical away, either on him or on the bench from being disqualified. So if you're on the bench, you say nothing at any point because you don't want it to be your fault that the coach gets thrown out.
And there's the bench being very quiet
now.
now.
They all know the situation.
Yeah, Shagwar
Everybody
says
sitting
no.
on his hands.
Yeah.
Nobody say. That would be the absolute cardinal sin, to be the person who said something on the bench and gets the coach disqualified. I think he's just said it to them. I think he's just said it to them, and they've all gone, yes, coach, yes, coach, yes, coach.
Thumbs up, coach. We understand. We know the task at hand. Do not say anything.
McGill, did he step on the line? He did.
It's a shame when he knows it. It's a beautiful pass he just gave. Another turnover. They started the score so well.
Right, looking to put the speed on, and Austin just helped him to the ground and then helps him back up off it. Just a little nudge, down you go.
Yeah, rides his hip.
And then a little hand to say, here you go, I'll pick you back up now.
It's nice sportsmanship, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Skylar White with a mid-range. Well, you don't normally see too many shots from Skylar inside the arc, but he can knock them down.
Little 15-footer. Looks good on him.
All the way round to a wide open Taj Green, and he hits the triple, cuts it to 7.
Good job by Taj Green. They needed that.
Holden. Well, he got slightly surprised by the switch there, I think. Shot clock is deep here. White trying to find some room. Defoe knocks it away. White gets it up. Is that on time? Surely not. No, it isn't. It didn't hit the rim. Rye did a really good job of tipping it home, but the shot clock buzzer had gone before it hit the rim. So that is or before he caught it and put it up.
Also good defense by Defoe.
Defoe, yeah, perfect slap, wasn't it? Johnson drive and kick. Out to McGill for 3. Good work there from Holden to throw it off the legs of Austin.
I used to hate when that happened.
Yeah,
if I was Austin Jr., but then great job by Holden.
Stevens, a hand literally in his face, but he's feeling it here in this second half. 7 points, all 7 of them in this quarter. To the rim goes Jordan Johnson. You mentioned a little quieter than usual. That's only his second made field goal. He hasn't been to the free throw line at all today, which is unusual for him.
Not like him at all, really. He loves to...
He's normally there 8, 9, 10 times a game, isn't he? Skylar White for 3. There we go.
Defoe. Come on. You know better. You've got to be right up under him like that last possession he defended him. He only needs a little glimpse.
It's almost like the bobble of the ball. Oh, that's going to go against Defoe. Cannot believe it. It's like he's stepping across ref.
Yeah, Skylar White. He's such an energy player. Look at him. Takes the hit, the slide, and then gets up and stomps his way back on offense. Good job by him.
Well, Skylar White has 2 jobs at the Cheshire Phoenix. One is to hit threes, the other one is chief cheerleader. He is always getting the crowd up. He's one of those guys that fans love. They really feed off his energy when he's pumping the air and waving at them, calling for more noise. Rideau kicks to Holden in the corner. Out to Stevens. Back iron on that one. McGill all the way to the rim for 2.
Gosh, that was a great finish because those defenders in the key.
Stevens cross court to Rye. Green running out to him. There's going to be a push in the back there against Darius Defoe, who's frustratedly walking to the bench. 4:36 to go here in the third quarter. 57-49 the score. A timeout is called. We'll be back after this break.
We'll have a quick look at this foul. You can see Defoe just kind of gives him a push off in the back.
A veteran nudge, I'd call that. A veteran nudge.
We've seen a few of those today.
20 years into the league, he's like, I should get away with these. But he doesn't, and he is on the bench now with 3 fouls. Ricky McGill has 4 fouls. There's the 2 major concerns for Newcastle.
They've got the mismatch with Skylar White. Yeah, they get him out.
Rideau, nice ball movement. Stevens on the end of it for 3. E.J. Stevens is having himself a quarter, 10 points in it.
Wow, great teamwork, great basketball. Move the ball, move the defense, get the wide open shot, well executed.
McGill, bottom of the net. He's hit some tough shots today.
Yeah, he has. Talked about him at half, just saying only 5 points, but he's coming back on.
Well, it goes under the screen and Rideau makes him pay. Well, you would say that's usually the move to make, but not on that occasion. Here's Green. Johnson for 3. He knocks it down.
Right down the center. And coach is getting another warning. Ben Thomas.
Oh, there was some chatter between Ben Thomas and Taj Green. conversation is still going on, and now I think Mark Stukel's just got a technical. Oh, I'm not quite sure. You can't keep your eyes on everything here. Oh, Mark Stukel can't believe it's gone against him. But at the other end of the floor, there was something with Green and Thomas, and then the referee was talking to Ben Thomas at one end, and then at the other, there's a technical.
We can't keep our eyes on everything.
No.
Wow, okay. Back to a 10-point game.
Yeah, 3 point there for Cheshire. Rideau into the key, throws it off. Austin back out to Johnson. Wood Hibbett steps behind the arc for three, and they haven't got him many touches in the second half, but he knocks down his fourth triple of the game.
Yeah, still on fire from the first. He's been searching for that shot. I've seen him wide open a couple in the corner, but they keep missing him. Foul here.
Delpesh off the ball, holding White, and they're over the limit, so that'll be 2 free throws for Skylar White. Delpesh's third foul.
There you go. There's the foul trouble. It's pretty heavy, considering they only really go 6-7 men deep. Go with 4 fouls. It's like as soon as Newcastle makes a little run,
Cheshire is gone.
yeah, but then also they combat it with mistakes, mental mistakes, silly mistakes.
Johnson, top of the key. He went chasing it like he didn't think it was going in, but it did. Rideau directing traffic. Hooked out to White, fakes the three, takes the three, and leaves it short. Austin able to come up with it. Delpesh on the trail. Delpesh rocks it down. Yes. And there's another technical. I think it's gone against Austin. Oh, did he delay the game? Did he knock the ball away?
I didn't even get to have my...
I know, he didn't get even a response to Delpesh's dunk.
Something else has happened again. Gosh, okay, here we go. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Here's Delpesh down the lane. He dunks it. Oh, Austin caught it. They did get a warning earlier.
And that's one of those silly mistakes I just was talking about. They finally get a momentum, energy play by Delpesh, and then they do something silly like that. I know it's so dumb, but you've already had a warning. That's the reason, you know.
Oh, the referee's confirming something at the table. Not quite sure what that was, but we will go for the free throw. Well, is that not Austin's second technical foul? I'm not sure. He's still on court.
Didn't he get one earlier?
I thought he got one earlier. Well, I've had a look at the live stats, and he's got 2 down on live stats, so they've obviously got it wrong on that. Not sure. We'll see if we can work out who that previous technical was on and update you.
6-point game, Newcastle not going anywhere. If they can just keep chipping away and looking after not making silly turnovers, they'll be in this game.
Right, getting to the basket but missing everything. Here's Austin under all sorts of pressure but still able to score.
Gosh, and he puts his hands up this time not to touch the ball. Smart move, Austin Jr. Stay out of trouble.
It's back to White for 3. Rye with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Gosh, he's so good at that, isn't he? His timing, you know, he's able to get up and over. You've got to box him out. Wonderful rebound.
McGill getting all the way to the basket.
Gary Johnson, this third quarter, have definitely ignited their offense. Happy to see that.
Well, they've corrected it now so that the previous Rye goes to the basket for the layup. The previous technical was on the bench, but presumably it was on Austin while he was on the bench, which doesn't count against him. And that's why there was some discussion at the table as to whether he should be in the game or not.
I like that play, sorry, because with the pick and roll with Skylar White and Rye, who do you decide to guard? You know, you're worried about Skylar White at the 3-point line, and then Rye, boom, on Jordan Johnson, goes at him with the mismatch. It's a wonderful play. It's difficult to guard.
Johnson letting it roll so that he can get further down the court before the clock starts ticking. Trying to get a 2-for-1, presumably. 2 possession. Well, they've turned it over.
Difficult pass.
Rideau running time down. Down to Rye. Needs to go up. That's a long 2. It's off the mark. McGill with the rebound. 6 seconds to play. Austin drops it off to Delpesh, out to Ward Hibbert in the corner. Misses everything. And that will do it for the third quarter. Cheshire still on top here. We'll have the last 10 minutes right after this break. Welcome back to Cheshire. Ben Thomas pouring over the stats at the end of the third quarter there. The most important stat is that his team leads by 72 points to 65. Josh Ward-Hibbert not quite. Maybe it was a play to lull them into thinking he wasn't ready, because he went quickly. Johnson under pressure. Rideau commits the foul.
Well, the stat line for me is in the third was McGill with 9 points after starting. He only had 5 points in that first. And then Jordan Johnson with 7 points in that third quarter. So those two guys are starting to get offensively warm, as you need them to be if you're going to make one last push in this fourth quarter.
Well, McGill is a guy who can put big numbers up in a hurry, that's for sure. We've seen him do it on a number of occasions this season, and indeed in his previous spell in the British Basketball League with Plymouth. But they trail by 7 here, the Newcastle Eagles. Cheshire trying to add to that. Here's Jack, who we haven't seen a huge amount of, so he's looking to make up for the lost time. His first points of the game.
Nice little highlight play. Jumping layup. Good job, Jack.
Johnson. Rye staying in front of him well. Johnson still trying to shake him loose. Has to step back for 3. That was good defense from Aaron Rye to force that 24-second violation. Not an easy guy, even for the quick guards, to stay in front of Jordan Johnson, but Aaron Rye showed he was up for the challenge there. Looking to attack, getting into the rim, flips it up backwards, and it's in for 2. He's got a chance at an and 1.
Great move. Look at this, makes him dance. You missed him. His handles, and then a lovely little reverse layup.
Timeout called by Mark Stoutel and the Newcastle Eagles. This 4, potentially 5-0 start by the Cheshire Phoenix has seen them into a double-figure lead once again. And you said it a little earlier, Z, that every time Newcastle make a little bit of a run at it, or you think, oh, they're right back in it, there's some sort of response from Cheshire, or Newcastle make an error somewhere along the line.
Yeah, they just, you know, you're right, they make a great play, but then do silly, stupid things when they go back and look at this film, and they can really learn so many things. But I think for me, it's what's so difficult about guarding and playing Cheshire Phoenix is who do you stop? They have multiple guys that can score the ball. Rideau and he's stepped up. Obviously, Rye, Holden, and then White, 12 points. This team is solid, and I've said it. They're the real deal, and I think them beating London Lions in the trophy just proved, you know, how solid they are.
Well, they certainly seem to have come back from that trophy even more confident looking than they were before. As we touched on earlier, they lost 3 games in a row going into the trophy, their last 3 games in December. But, well, they're close to avenging all 3 of those in the space of a week.
It just shows the effects of, like, confidence, you know what I mean? When it's oozing through one guy to the next, and they're playing well as a team, they want each other to do well. You can really see that.
And that 3-point play is converted. So Cheshire with the first 5 points here of the fourth quarter. I think the clock had started when it wasn't supposed to, is the answer to that. It was rolled in by McGill. I don't think he touched the ball, so he was letting it. It was rolled in to McGill, sorry. he was letting it run because he wanted to get further down court without the clock running, and the clock doesn't run until somebody in court touches the ball, and the table official went a little quick. He doesn't get any benefit from that because he still has to go back and get it in the backcourt, so something of a wash. Oh, that was the right play. Oh, it came off a foot, I was about to say, but it didn't quite bounce there, but it must have been because, judging by Maceo Jack's smile, it might well have been his foot. See if we can see it here. No, Skylar White got a little toe on that.
Little football action.
Meanwhile, they quickly got it into Larry Austin, who got to the rim. He was fouled, but he didn't lay it in. So he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Austin short on the first free throw. The foul was the third, by the way, on Cam Christian, as Austin converts the second. Christian beats himself with the dribble there. McGill shovels it back to Johnson, down low to Ward Hibbett. Ward Hibbett into the key. He can't hook it in. Jack drives, dishes, and runs over Ward Hibbett in the process for a charging foul. That's going to be his third.
Yeah, that one looked like it hurt. Got hit at all angles from the front and then landed in the back of Rye as well. But good job from him. Look at this. Multiple guys. Look, just takes a really hit in the chest.
He might have caught one on Ricky McGill as well. There's a lot of action going in. You can see they're rolling the ball again. Trying to lengthen the game here. Keep the clock stationary as long as possible. McGill to the mid-range, misses everything. Jack is out and running. Jack driving through, and a foul is called. Johnson's gone down hard. Now he's got back to his feet. He'll realise that it's his number being shown to the table for the foul. So Johnson, the latest one on the Newcastle Eagles roster, to 3. He has 3, Defoe has 3, Green has 3, Delpesh has 3, McGill has 4.
Foul trouble.
Yeah, a lot for him to ponder. There's so many of them on 3, we can't fit them all on the graphic.
And that's
So,
the perfect face
yeah,
from
yeah.
Mark on those foul troubles. What does he do?
That graphic very much a representative sample. As Jack makes them both from the free throw line. Cheshire out to a 13-point lead. Johnson looking for something to happen, finds Austin. Poked away by Green, that'll stay with Cheshire, and it just feels at the minute, at the start of this quarter, like Cheshire is squeezing the life out of Newcastle here. The Eagles haven't scored a field goal in this quarter. They have just 1 point to show for it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Really locking it up on defense.
Well, foul goes against Ricky McGill. And you will have seen on the graphic that, oh right, there's a correction on that because that's said it's only his 4th, but
He's going to the bench.
But he's going to the
Oh,
bench.
he's subbing though.
He is subbing out though, but we had 4 on the stats. McGill, though, only apparently has 4 in the book now after that one, so a rather fortunate turn of events. A timeout is called with 6:46 to go. 79-66 the score, and Newcastle needs something of a run, and they need it relatively quickly here.
I would have to agree. I feel like at times they've done really well, managed to turn over the ball, get a quick score. But you're right, I feel like Phoenix has it under control, but still 6 minutes 46. That's a lot of time for Mark's team to get themselves together. Hey, we saw Bristol push Gladiators earlier on today, all the way down to the last second. So he has to make sure here Ben Thomas draws up something and keeps his team in the right direction.
Well, as you say, it can come at any moment in the game, but I feel like the next 2 or 3 minutes Newcastle have to make some inroads into it, get it back to single figures at least. But the Cheshire Phoenix have come
Nice sign.
for a party, their fans, and so far they're enjoying it. Green gets his hand on it and keeps it in play. Good work from Taj Green. Johnson with the triple in the corner.
Told ya. Not gonna go away without a fight. 10-point game.
Well, that was the perfect response out of a timeout, a steal and a 3, and another turnover. Oh, need to get that one. Jack was in the vicinity.
Yeah, Jack keeps coming up, making them pick the ball up sooner than they really want to.
Defoe to the spin, off the mark. Rye pushing, still going. Christian trying to get out behind the 3-point line, and he does to knock it down.
Make sure his feet are out and behind the 3. Big hit. See what I mean? Newcastle gets that
Yeah.
score, the turnover, and Cheshire comes right back with that big 3.
Ward Hibbert misses. Well, that came off the foot of Taj Green, so it'll put a couple of seconds back on the shot clock. Jack in the corner for 3. Well, we've not seen a lot of him, but he's starting to show us what he can do here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that's his money-making shot, that baseline dagger.
Defoe through the contact. Darius Defoe had a Cheshire player left and right and was still able to finish it off.
Here it is. Look at that. Through 2 guys, slapping him and finishes strong. Vet move, goes to the line for 1.
And an experienced move from Skylar White there to put his hand up and go, that one's on me, ref. I fouled him because Maceo Jack, it would have been, who's the other one in the other side, would have been his 4th. So Skylar making sure that his teammate doesn't get in trouble. backing down, just left that a little bit short. Trying to go through the lane, has it ripped away. Christian out and running, and he's fouled by Josh Ward-Hibbert.
And he's out the door with that.
He's halfway into the locker room there.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Cheshire still lead this one by 13. A timeout is called, so we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port Sports Village, where the home fans have been treated to an excellent performance by their team. They lead 85-72. Well, just to clear up the foul issue from earlier, Ricky McGill, who had been on 4 fouls on the statistics and then picked up another one. In the book, in the scorebook, one of his fouls had erroneously, well, should have been given to Larry Austin, and it's now been corrected. So Austin's on 2 and McGill's on 4.
Well, thank you for that, Dan.
You're welcome. 0 and 1 are very close to each other on the old numbers,
Keyboard,
aren't they?
yeah. Fair enough, we can see how it happens.
Ward-Hibbert for 3 again. Josh Ward-Hibbert is 5th of the game. He has 19 points.
Yeah, this is what Newcastle Eagles have been missing. You know, he's been injured a fair couple of weeks and is just getting himself back into game shape. Good bucket from him. Been hot from that 3-point line, hasn't he?
He has. Ooh. Jack goes quick and converts after Rideau had hit the deck.
Do you know what I mean? You finally stop Aaron Ryan or Rideau, and then Jack comes down.
Well, Defoe can't convert, and Quincy Rideau in no rush here. Needs to get over the halfway line, but other than that, he can take his time. Just trying to let as many seconds tick as possible. Rideau trying to Euro his way to the hole. That one bubbles out. McGill. Here he is again. Ooh, not this time for Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Cheshire leaving him open. He's been a hot hand.
Right, getting to the rim, and 1 for Aaron Wright.
Tough finish, and that's where he's so difficult to guard. I spoke about it earlier in the game. Look, just puts the brakes on, and then Skylar White loves it for his teammate. But yeah, just puts the brakes on, and then Josh Ward-Hibbett slaps down, gets his arm. Aaron Rye on 23 points.
And Ward-Hibbett on 4 fouls. Austin to the rim, he is fouled, and he will get a bonus free throw. Ward-Hibbett, by the way, 5 3-pointers tonight, 5 of 9. It's only the 3rd time in his career he's made 5 threes in a British Basketball League game. One was in November against London. Yes, he was 5 of 9, and then when he was playing for Leicester, he was 5 of 6 for Leeds, against Leeds even, and that was his career high 27-point game. He's also got the task of trying to stay in front of Aaron Rye, which is no easy task. Trying to get under the screen and get back, but he can't, and Aaron Rye jams it down.
Really puts the dagger in. I told you, he's so hard to guard.
And Austin quickly replies, but they can't go score for score. They need stops.
Yeah, they do, but good job by Larry Austin Jr. What he is doing is scoring very quickly, where Phoenix is running down the clock, really taking their time with the offense.
You can see White keeps trying to set screens, and Defoe's trying to bump him off his spot. Defoe with the defensive play gets the steal, and Newcastle with a chance to run, and White, having taken that foul earlier, now gets to 4 himself. Well, Aaron Rye, you want to go under the screen and try and get back. He went under the screen, couldn't get back, and Rye,
gosh,
made him pay.
We were just talking earlier, he's got 25 points now. Like, just, they're not silent, but he just trucks away, does his job. Good hit by Austin Jr. at the free throw line, but he just constantly is attacking the rim.
10 rebounds as well, 7 of them offensive, 4 assists. Absolutely stuffed the stat sheet. You wouldn't say he's dominated the game,
no,
but the numbers are dominant.
And to be fair, Ward-Hibbett is a fantastic defender.
Yeah. Well, Johnson trying to give Rideau a taste of his own medicine, and then Rideau gets in front of him so that he could draw the foul on Jordan Johnson. And he's now on 4, and Rideau will go to the line.
There it is, such a smart move by Rideau. Just skips in front of Jordan Johnson.
Well, the one thing you would say is that the clock isn't ticking, at least. Rideau's a 50% free throw shooter, so it's not a guarantee that he makes both of them from Newcastle's point of view. The fact he's made the first means you've got to box out for the second. Whoa, did that hit anything? No, it didn't. It was an air ball.
Well,
and I think the bench are chatting to him about it.
But it keeps it to his stat, what you said, his percentage, his 50%.
Well, that's the thing, is he's drawn that foul, completely drawn that foul by getting in front of Johnson to do it. But from Newcastle's point of view, they go, well, we lost 4 seconds and only 1 point. That's better than losing 20 seconds and 2 points.
Okay, or 3, yeah.
But they're still 11 down with 1:52 to go, so it's a massive ask still for Newcastle Eagles, but it's still in the realms of possibility.
Listen, we got to stop. Hey, let's just slow it down again. We got to score, depending on what it is, we might get a timeout. If not, let's just slow the game down. Let's go, let's go. Hey.
There you go, I told you.
Yeah, slow it down.
Yeah, it's purposely done like that. Well coached, he's managing the game fantastically. Coach Ben Thomas, you can see why he was Coach of the Month. Well orchestrated out there, telling them what to do, slow the ball down, make sure we execute. Great timeout.
Well, Newcastle down 11. They don't want to take too long on this. They've got Ward Hibbert a look, and he's missed it. He's been so effective, you'd expect that to go in. Right, was thinking about running and then realized coach said slow it down, so let's slow it down. Right, spinning back to the middle. Rideau out to White for three. Rebound Ward Hibbert. He sees a man down court. He finds him, and McGill will lay it in quickly. So it's 9 now, 1:10 to go. Well, at what point do Newcastle think we need to try and stop the clock ticking by committing fouls? Not yet. Going to try and get at least one more stop. Right. Dagger. What a dagger.
Last punch in the stomach. Wow.
I mean, he just ticked it down, and then went have some of that, didn't he? What a, as you say, his numbers are unbelievable. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 fouls drawn. So all this foul trouble that Newcastle have been largely fouling him.
I love that saying that you just said. That's the right Englishman to say. Have some of that.
Have some of that.
And he is.
I was lobbying earlier in the season as to whether fouls drawn should count in a triple-double.
Ooh.
I don't know. It feels like a stat that should be counted somehow. It isn't, but he's one foul drawn away from a triple-double if you did count it.
You're incredible, Dan.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So
No,
I don't think I want to know either.
No. Well, 46 seconds. And Austin Jr. misses the first. Can't afford to miss any free throws if you're going to make a run at it, but it's enough after that three-point shot.
I think that I think even Newcastle realised that Rye 3 was the final dagger in the game. Rideau lobs it up, but lobs it out of bounds. Oh, well, maybe not, because Coach Douglas called for a timeout. We've got 27 seconds to go. Sometimes as Zania, I can lean you one way or the other on the old player of the game, but I don't think I'm having any influence today.
No, just alley-oop me to this guy.
There you go.
Thank you very much to Aaron Rye. He is player of the game. There he is, double-double. Look at that stat line, 28 points, 11 rebounds and 4 assists. And like you said, drew 9 fouls. Gosh, he was incredible today. Really silent assassin, made the defense work, got and ones. He's something good. He's great.
He is really, really good. I mean, on another day, he could have been MVP last week, couldn't he? It was not a slam dunk either way. He's also a guy I'm assuming people at home are voting for in the All-Star game. If you haven't voted yet, I'm not saying you have to vote for Aaron Rye, vote for who you want to, but I would imagine he's getting a lot of votes.
He's on the beginning of the commercial,
he's on the video,
isn't he?
yeah.
He's doing a little yoga position, or lotus.
Well, this is about now Newcastle running the clock to try and get the final score. They are thinking more about the points differential. Should these two teams, it's 1-1 in the head-to-head, and if they end up 2-2, comes down to points difference in the games between the two teams. So that's what this is about. Austin is going to shoot the three. White will get the rebound. Cheshire are thinking exactly the same thing. Ward Hibbett from inside his half doesn't go. And the trophy champions have come home with the silverware, and they've celebrated it in style. Every time they've won the British Basketball League trophy, they have won their next home game. They've done it again here.
Well, they've kept that stat alive for you, Dan. Wow, they're just on a roll. Good crowd shot right there. They loved it. It was a team effort. Rideau with 16. Obviously, Aaron Rye, 28. Wow. Skylar White also 12. And they deserve. They've got the win on the road in Manchester and then the win at home.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is back-to-back for them, but they didn't show any real signs of fatigue at all. It was, you wouldn't have known, would you?
You wouldn't have known. They played double this weekend, so an even bigger win. But a real team winner. I've said this team is something to really look at and enjoy, and I think this whole trophy run and then now back into the regular season, they're looking good.
They certainly are. They are a team certainly with all the momentum behind them, all the wind in their sails right now. Let's have a look at the numbers from today's game and see what they tell us as far as this contest goes. Well, Cheshire 13 made threes. Newcastle, apart from Ward Hibbett, struggled from the 3-point line, and sometimes it comes down to simple maths. Your threes are worth more than their twos.
Yeah, but the stats across the board, look, assists 14, total turnovers pretty much the same, steals, like incredible. So you're right, that percentage for Phoenix is really what won their game, but you could feel it from quarter one. The momentum, the energy, how they came out in the game was just overwhelming for Newcastle Eagles.
It certainly was, and a great weekend for the Cheshire Phoenix. Let's wrap up the weekend's results now. This is the final game. Plymouth winning on the road in Manchester. 2 games Friday night. Surrey beating Sheffield, and London winning at Newcastle. Both Leicester and Cheshire had road wins on Saturday night. And then to today, Caledonia with a good 78-72 victory over the Bristol Flyers. London taking down the Patriots 105-84, and we've just seen Cheshire Phoenix's win over the Newcastle Eagles. Let's see what that does for the table. Cheshire and Caledonia both with 14 wins and 8 defeats from their 22 games, vying it out at the minute for second place. Leicester, alphabetically at least, up to 4th. That's quite a move for Rob Paternostro's team over the weekend. Bristol, with that defeat, dropped down to 7th, and Surrey just ahead of Manchester with a couple of games in hand, the right side of the playoff line. But this Cheshire Phoenix team playing really well at the moment, and well, they haven't lost a game in 2024 yet, Cheshire, and to be honest with you, the way they're playing, it feels like this run could go for at least a few more weeks.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you, Dan. They're tough to guard. They're executing very well. They're well coached. Obviously, they got their fans. They're a good, tough team.
Here's what's coming up next week in the British Basketball League. On Thursday night, the London Lions are taking on the Sheffield Sharks. Plymouth, can they end their barren run against Leicester on Friday night? They're at the Morningside Arena. The Sky Sports game is the Jocks versus the Geordies. It's Newcastle against Caledonia. And then on Saturday night, we've got another double header for you. Surrey against Plymouth, followed by Bristol and Manchester. The Flyers in double header action next Friday, 3 p.m. game for them against the Surrey Scorchers. And then we round it off at 6 p.m. with Caledonia taking on the Leicester Riders. It promises to be another interesting week in the British Basketball League this week, and it's been a fantastic day of basketball again today, Azania. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Good night.